what if one day your entire town started dancing and could not stop? In 1518, in Strasbourg, hundreds of people flooded the streets dancing uncontrollably, not celebrating, not performing, and collapsing from exhaustion. Some reportedly danced for days, some until their feet bled, some until they died. Doctors did not stop it. Priests could not pray it away. Authorities actually built a stage and hired musicians, believing more dancing was the cure. It only made it worse. Official explanations blame spoiled rye, mass hysteria, stress. But those answers do not explain why the dancers moved in sync, why the outbreak spread person to person, or why witnesses described faces frozen in terror while bodies kept moving. No poison has ever recreated it. No illness fully explains it. And outbreaks like this happened repeatedly across Europe for centuries, then suddenly stopped. Was this collective madness, a suppressed disease, or something else moving through people like a signal, hijacking the body while the mind screamed to stop? And if it happened once, why are we so sure it could never happen again?
The Kardashians cursed all the men in their lives. It was alleged that a woman who was an ancestor of the Kardashians sacrificed her soul to 4 witches in Armenia in order for all the women in her bloodline to always have fame, fortune, and beauty, while the men around them suffer. Just to take a look at a few of them: Scott Disick, who went from being a relatively successful businessman to developing severe alcoholism and depression in front of the whole world. Travis Scott, who went from having the #1 album in 2018, then becoming the most hated and disgraced artist of all time, and not releasing an album since. Caitlyn Jenner, who ruined her relationship with Kris and her children, and later got ostracized by her own community. Kanye West, from being at the top of his career to being locked in a mental hospital and running his 2020 presidential run. Pete Davidson, now undergoing trauma therapy after the negative media attention from being with Kim. With all that said, it isn't really a long shot to say that.
The big money is body parts. It's not just about sex trafficking. It's that when the sex trafficked children and people are used up, they're converted to body parts and sold on the black market to black transplantologists. I hate to say this. This is really, really distressing to me to say this, but I honestly think every major food manufacturing, meat manufacturing, processing plant ought to be tested for human meat. The concentration of human meat. I think they have a way of doing that, and they claim they do because they shut down a couple McDonald's. And we've heard people, remember Rabbi Finkelstein in New York? He was bragging about this. He was talking about, not letting it go to waste, putting it in the meat, and nobody believed him. But then later, this whole thing McDonald's came out.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about here, people? So,
so
it's being run, and Ukraine is the center of it.
Like when you walk into a courtroom, why do you go to court? You play basketball and tennis on a court. Why? Because the whole thing in a court is to put the ball back in the other guy's court. And the judge is the referee. The judge is wearing a black robe because he represents the planet Saturn. Saturn is called El. Now he's one of the El-elect. He got El-elected. So he's one of the El-elites. We say that the judge rules from the bench. The word bench in Latin means a bank. Where do you find a bank? On both sides of a river. River banks. What does it do? It directs the flow of the current. See, money. We need to understand we've been lied to, deceived, and it's been hidden for far too long, really hidden in such a way that people will never even suspect. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to awaken America to look at the symbols, check the words, see how we're being manipulated and exploited for our ignorance. There's a world of stuff that we just have not been told.
You be the judge. If you're awake, you already feel what's right. Support the movement. Show where you stand. Your presence matters. Your choice carries meaning.